Eschatology by Nick Schroeder. Revelation comes from Greek word apocalypse, meaning unveiling. Revelation gives glimpse into final days. It was written around 90 AD while Christians were facing persecution. 7 representative affection or completion from the number 7. So then Old Testament eschatology was still found in the Old Testament, and the book of Daniel and eschatology. Daniel was not included with other prophetic books because it may have been a book of wisdom. Daniel has both narrative and apocalyptic sections. The book has a theme of end of one kingdom and beginning of another, overview of human history and establishment of God's kingdom, God's discipline and human pride in the last and most evil king of the human kingdom, and then chronicles the Neo-Babylonian Empire. And so then we have tribulation. Tribulation, there's 7 candles represented the believers. It's the question of the will of God being released from what Jesus started on the cross. Negative things that happen when the scrolls are broken happen, and they happen to the wicked, God's judgment on them. Curse is invocation of what is needed to stop something that is corrupt, putting something to an end. And 7th seal is the trumpets, unleashes the will of God. Then there's earthquakes. Believers in God have not been appointed to endure wrath of God, and the earthquake could be seismic or cosmic. In the last times, the end was the end time to exert. Daniel Wisby had idea that Jesus would only come after 1,000 years of progress for the world to know the gospel. Evangelicals accept Acts 1:11 as proof Jesus will come back personally and visibly. And millennium is extension of the church age. Premillennialists, Jesus comes and resurrection believe, then millennium, then defeat of the devil before judgment day. And then the question, are the 7 letters prophetic? Historical interpretation, actual churches in that time in Asia Minor. Usual interpretation, churches are 7 times the churches in any age. Prophetic interpretation, also predictive element in the 7 letters. And then we have the final judgment. The seals, trumpets, and blows are 3 slices of the picture of the whole history of the church. Final trumpets will be heard throughout the earth. Sequence is not consistent chronologically. Prophets see and hear God say things, but if God does not specify the time, then we don't know the time. The trumpets show eschatological decline of the earth. Angels could be angel who is Jesus, assistant, or angel who appeared and led people through the desert. The great Babylon key. Babylon most likely is a symbolic place. Great seduction, people giving themselves to fornication, and very other things. A great earthquake will happen, and 9/11 is trivial compared to the great earthquake Scripture speaks about. And another question is, must Satan be revealed or released? The word must day is something being necessary or a sense of divine destiny. Day is used in Revelation 20:1-7, showing that Satan must be released. Different views of what release would mean or look like, as well as God's covenant promise to Israel are already filled. In Jeremiah's book of consolation connects new covenant with restoration of Jewish nation from exile. And so that is the Eschatology by Nick Schroeder.